slip to sin. These songs of freedom is all I ever have. Redemption songs.
When you write that?
All my life.
Are you ready for Bob Marley and the Wailer? Don't let them fool you.
Hi, Kingsley.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you. And I'm very impressed because you're always portray amazing characters, Malcolm X, Ken, and now Bob Marley. How do you feel about it, playing like these iconic figures?
I was always interested in the beginning because Bob is a musical genius, you know, and he's one of the great artists. And I don't know anything about music, or, you know, the culture was new for me, you know, like it was all new. So I was very excited by the idea of getting to spend a year getting to know him on a personal level and getting to learn all of these new things. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that I don't sing in that. And so once that was understood, it was an amazing process to learn about him with his friends and with his family, to get to hear all of the personal stories about him when he was a child and growing up, and some of the struggles that he went through, and all of it was just incredible.
Yeah, and what was the most thing that surprised you? Like, doing your research, what's the most surprised you?
I'm not sure there were any surprises, because I was in a state of anything is possible, and I just need to know everything that I can and absorb as much as I can. So I feel like everything was an education. I guess Bob, his commitment to music, my understanding of that was really, it was something that kept coming up, was how much this man, he dedicated his life to his craft and to his message. And he was up every day writing music. It was, that's what he did. And, you know, God and music and football, these things were what was important to Bob. And he just wrote so much incredible music in such a short space of time. And my learning about how very, very rare that is, and how difficult that is. Because, you know, one person every 100 years would be, you know, Bob is really a one-off. My understanding of why was probably the biggest lesson.
Yeah, and you and Lashana, you guys both, Bob and Rita, and you guys have a wonderful chemistry, and you can see through the screen. How was like this process, like on set? Because I think the set was very also about love. You know what I mean? Like it was like very come together, and I love that. Can you talk a little bit the experience working with her?
Yeah, Lashana and I came together like 7 months before we started shooting. So we spent a lot of time on the phone and in person just talking about Bob and Rita, and we really made sure we worked all of our scenes very thoroughly. Anything we didn't feel that was right, we'd always go back to the family and say, you know, we think we need to change this. So whenever Lashana and I were on set, we had 7 months leading up to it where we got to get to know each other. So we really had our own relationship by the time we got to set. And when Lashana and I were working, we were always straight in. Like we knew what we were going for. And that feeling of unconditional love. And when you've known someone for so long and you share children and you've had a whole life together at such a young age, like what that means and how you can communicate that feeling of love without words, just in looks and energetically. So Lashana and I, we spoke about all of that. Yeah. It's nice to get to know her before we started.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I love that chemistry, that relationship that you guys did over there, and also the accent was very difficult for you to like kind of pretending that the Jamaican accent was like this process.
Baylin, I'd say the language. It's a little more than a dialect. Then there was the language, and you know, there was a lot of help. But, you know, there was 7 or 8 people in the team who really worked to make, you know, the understanding of it for me was, again, I was starting from scratch, so I was learning a new language. But then there was also how Bob spoke. You know, there's the language and then Bob talk. The way Bob talked is how Bob talked. So I was trying to find all of that authentically, and we spent a lot of time rewriting a lot of the language to make sure it represented how Bob would have said things. So it involved a lot of listening to Bob and taking things from what Bob said and putting it in the script just to make sure it felt like it was him and it was represented. I feel very proud of how many of the lines in the movie come from actual things that Bob has said and are documented. So that was great, and I enjoyed listening to him, you know, for all of the months leading up to shooting. He's funny as well, you know.
That's amazing. Kingsley, thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you again, and I hope everybody loved the movie like I did. I really enjoy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And a lot of success. Bye. If you like to support or continue to support Jana on Camera, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos.